which is that we meet people where they are.
Yeah.
So they're only in one place. There's lots of places they could go.
Yeah.
But we're meeting them in that place.
Yeah.
Now that, when I first read it, I thought, well, of course, because we get on the Zoom call, or we go to the office, or we find, a pleasant place, like the sofa to sit and chat. Of course, we meet them where they are.
Yeah.
But there's more to it than that, right?
Yeah. I think there is more to it than that. I mean, part of it is, if we meet someone where they are, we've got to understand where they are, or at least we've got to get a picture of where they are, and for them to share where they are. And of course, they share where they are in different ways. So it might be through questions, and they might actually verbalize where they are, where they see themselves at the moment, what has happened, where do they see themselves going next. And actually, though, if our intent is to meet them where they are, then we have to notice where they are as well. So where are they in terms of their energy? Where are they in terms of their mood? Where all these things, so that we can get alongside them. We can become in tune with them, which helps us to have a deeper conversation. It helps them to trust us because they recognize us more, because we are meeting them and taking note of them. So I think on a number of levels it works. And it's important for the logistics. You've got to turn up at the right time in the right place as well. So physically to be there is important.
Yeah. But not expect them to be something different from the get-go of the conversation.
No.
Because we're meeting them in perhaps the mindset that they have at the time of that conversation.
Yeah, absolutely. And that this will of course change. So you might meet somebody in 1 week, and they might have a certain role. They're a certain age, they're a certain person, certain background, and that's where they are, if you like. And then you might meet them 4 weeks later. Yes, they'll be a bit older. They might be the same role, same background, and they might be in a different frame of mind because of something that's happened or not happened. So again, you've got to meet them where you are. So there are some assumptions that we have to have in life, and we need to watch our assumptions when we're taking a coaching approach.
Something that strikes me there over the course of a coaching relationship is that you don't turn up to meet somebody, meet them where they are, and then fix that fact about who they are or where they were in that first conversation.
Yeah.
Because in the next conversation or next series of conversations, they may be positioned mentally in lots of different orientations. Yeah. So, what I've taken from what you've just said there is that we need to be on guard here, or always using these principles, not just seeing them as a one-off that we do when we meet somebody and form a coaching relationship, but we keep needing to bring these back to the table or back to our mind and have clarity in our mindset as we're approaching this.
I think that's exactly right, and that point there where you said in my mind or on my mind, that's the key. So the mindset, to be mindful of the mindset. On guard, less helpful, I think, but to have it, be mindful of it, absolutely. That's the key part.
Yeah, and to unpack the on guard. On guard is sort of, I'm in a sort of fight or flight state. Whereas actually tuning in to somebody where they are and not being anxious about doing that because you can relate as people. And that's where you're starting from in each interaction.
And that's exactly right. When we train people to be coaches, to qualify as coaches, some of the questions that you might find is, second session, what sort of questions would I ask in the second session? Where we would go, and of course the answer is, I've no idea. You might say, how are you doing?
Yeah.
but aside from that, we don't know. And to whilst it's absolutely the right thing to do to perhaps generate a list of helpful questions, to know what helpful questions might be, to actually believe that we can come in with a script, as it were, is not meeting them where they are. That's so meeting our needs.
You yourself are keeping those possibilities, that potential for the conversation open every time.
Make it real. We're meeting people where they are in their real world.